to get a new sponsor on board, Cain?
Yeah, terrific. BioGlan, an Australian-owned brand, which is really important in the vitamins and superfoods category. And we've signed on and committed to our program for 3 years. Just shows a great level of confidence, not only in the Carlton Football Club, but in women's football in general. And to continue bringing in big brands like BioGlan is really important to the sport.
How's the first couple of weeks of training been?
It's been pretty good. Yeah. No, we're very excited with just starting a new program. I think the girls are pretty keen to, well, from what I've seen, get back into it straight away. The energy's been amazing. Really been appreciative of the way they've gone about their business. And I think we've developed, I was saying to Cain before, that the last 2 weeks we've seen some improvements already. So with another 6-8 weeks under our belts, we're hoping that improves again to a pretty good level.
What did you identify that needed changing?
A fair bit. We weren't very good at getting the ball last year. You look at our numbers and we're a long way down against our opposition just in terms of possessions, raw numbers. So we just got to learn to get the ball a bit better. So that's contested footy, it's ground ball, it's moving the footy more efficiently. So they're the key areas that we're trying to work on at the moment.
How have you enjoyed the change personally?
I love it. I've fallen in love with women's footy in the last 12 months. I never thought I would, but I did and I have. And when you're surrounded by the energy that you are here, with the way the girls appreciate what you do for them and also prepare for the games and the training sessions, you can't help but fall in love and be intoxicated by it. So it's fantastic.
How's Bree tracking?
Bree's tracking beautifully. Yeah, I didn't know how it was going to look mid-season when we were in the VFL program, but she's doing most of the training now, and I'm looking forward to seeing her in round 1. We'll see what happens. We're not going to put a date on it. If it's round 6, it's round 6. But I'm really keen to see her develop in the next month or so because I think she's giving herself the best chance.
Is the hype around Maddie Prasparkas warranted?
Maddie Prasparkas is a super talented kid. And like any draftee, be it boy or girl, they have to show that they can step up to the next level. And that's the challenge for Maddie, like it is for Sammy Walsh in the boys. So we'll see, but she's certainly showing all the signs at the moment that she's capable of dealing with the workload, which is really important for young bodies, but also that her mental ability to cope with the demands of AFLW is going to be a challenge, so we'll see.
Cain, a couple of night games here next season. Any work being done on the lights after last year's?
Yeah, no, we'll be bringing in lights again for this year, but as we've mentioned, we continue to work really hard with the federal government to add to the funding that the state government have already committed to actually turn this into the home of AFLW. It's the ideal size stadium at 21,000 capacity, so we really see a day here where the lights here will be broadcast standard and all the facilities, the periphery facilities, will be the equivalent of what one of our male players would see when they go to Marvel Stadium or the MCG.
It's a bit of a disappointment to lose that working game.
Yeah, I think, we've all got a commitment to grow women's football. So when 2 new clubs come into the program, I think the reality is you sort of got to give them the chance to shine. So North Melbourne, with their affiliation in Tasmania, get to have a crack, and we feel really privileged that we'll get to play them. And obviously Geelong down at their stadium, which they've put a lot of work and resource into, they'll also get to kick off the season. So we understand that. The round 5 game against Collingwood, we expect to still be a huge blockbuster here. We'll actually be running our family day on that day. So we still expect a massive crowd that night.
It's a shame though because it's just a fledgling league and we need some traditions, and that was one tradition and it's already been broken.
Yeah, selfishly from a Carlton perspective, I'd say yes. But as I said before, there's a commitment on behalf of the entire industry and all the clubs that we've got to grow this game. And I think the AFL, to their credit, is saying we've got a product that's new and there's a degree of flexibility, so let's use it. It's our job now and Daniel's job to play a brand of football that broadcasters want to see up as the first game, up in lights. So hopefully this time next year we're talking about us having round 1 here again.
You've got 2 rebuilding sides here. Does it feel like it's a sort of fresh club at the moment?
Yeah, it does. It's the enthusiasm and the excitement. You wouldn't expect it to come from a club who have only won a couple of games in men's and women's, and we've got a lot of new people through the club. Many of them have come from other clubs, and they've all commented that the excitement and the enthusiasm and the positivity is something that has quite sort of taken them by surprise. We look at our women's program and it's great to talk about Maddie Prasparkas and Abby McKay. I keep thinking back to Darcy Vescio and Taylor Harris and Nicola Stephen and Bree Davey. We've got some of the most talented players in the league who, for one reason or another, we just didn't see the best of last season. And the men's program is probably slightly different. We're really building that from the ground up. But the likes of Harry Mackay and Petrevsky Seaton, Zach Fisher, Jacob Wiedering, all going into their 3rd and 4th year. the opportunity for them to grow and develop is significant. And when you add the likes of Sam Walsh and a couple of those other young kids, it's a really exciting place to be around.
Are you happy with how the trade draft period played out?
Yeah, very, very. We obviously went in with the number 1 pick, and I think Sam Walsh, from all reports, everyone you speak to, not only is he highly talented, but he's a great person and someone we look forward to being around our club for a long time. We brought a handful of players in from other clubs who've all settled in really well. You know, the likes of Mitch McGovern and Will Setterfield, Nick Newman, Alex Fazolo, add a lot of experience. Probably lacked a bit of that last year. So yeah, we're really excited with how things are tracking.
What about the 2 new skippers?
Yeah, the 2 new skippers, Doherty and Cripper, doing really well. When you come to a club, I've been here over 12 months now, but you're sort of not quite sure what you're going to get with the younger guys in terms of leadership. I was probably taken back immediately. I mean, at the time they were 22 and 24, with just how the leadership qualities they showed. And when it comes time to choose a new skipper, to have 2 players there of that age who A, want the job, and B, you're convinced they're going to be so good at it, is quite unique. And in hindsight, that's why we moved so quickly. Once Murph had made his decision, we just thought it was so obvious the decision we needed to make, and we didn't have any time to waste. So we made it, and they're leading the club really well. And I think you'll find later this Arvo they'll be announcing their leadership group for next year, so they're not keen to waste any time either.
Thanks, guys. Cheers.